Your Excellencies, Honorable ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the countries represented here, distinguished heads of international organizations, Your Excellencies, I would like to start by extending my heartfelt thanks to the Kingdom of Belgium for playing host to this conference, the conference on supporting Syria. I should like to thank all donor countries who are and have extended their support to Syria during the 13 years of destruction that affected Syria. The Syrian people was able to liberate itself from the system of and the regime of Assad. However, the Syrian people has to deal with the legacy, the harmful legacy it has left behind. We have a responsibility. It is indeed a genuine opportunity to strengthen international efforts to help us face the challenges in the spirit of solidarity and collaboration. This meeting of ours is different from the other previous meetings because the situation in Syria is different. It is fully and genuinely represented by Syrians. Syria has gone through major political changes. Once the regime of Assad was toppled, that regime that brought about huge suffering to the people, the Syrian people in the aftermath of this event was able to unite with the support of the international community. We have convened the National Dialogue Conference where different representatives of the Syrian people were taking part. This is the first opportunity where the Syrian people and its true and genuine representatives were taking part in this consultation process after more than 5 decades of tyranny. Ever since the first day of the new dawn of Syria, we have started our fight against corruption, promoting transparency in the governance. We are trying to achieve the conciliation between all components of our society, regardless of the ethnic, sectarian or religious character. Ladies and gentlemen, the peace and stability of Syria is still under threat because of foreign interventions and the remnants of the former regime. In addition, Israel is violating the 1974 agreement. It is taking advantage of the transitional stage of our society. It has carried out a breach of our sovereignty. Syria is one state. Syrians at large cannot possibly be complacent towards any attempt to interfere with our own affairs or harming our unity. Thus, we have celebrated in the various parts of Syria to celebrate what we have achieved. This was a major break with the suffering of the Syrian people under the old regime. We want to protect our territories and to guard against any threat from the outside or those who are leaking inside Syria. Despite all these challenges, we are adamant on the process of cleansing our country from corruption, and we want to achieve peace, transitional justice and reconciliation. We cannot accept any attempt to interfere with our policies to the detriment of our people. Some have tried. 54 years of tyranny led to major sacrifices. Many people were killed. We believe in the true sense of citizenship, the citizenship of every single citizen of Syria, regardless of their ethnicity or religion. The age of tyranny has gone. It cannot come back. We shall save no effort in bringing anyone who perpetrated any crime, whose hands are stained with blood, to get away with murder. We will bring them to justice. We have seen what has been achieved in Syria. The whole world was witnessed. Thus, we have, after the recent events, we have established an investigation committee because we want to achieve civil peace. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here not to talk about humanitarian assistance, but we want to establish a true plan in order to achieve the goals, those of lifting the sanctions, to let us rebuild, to help Syrians rebuild their country, free from the coercive and unilateral sanctions. The Syrian people have suffered a great deal. The major infrastructure was destroyed, and therefore it needs humanitarian assistance in terms of medical services, food, and other ways of securing a dignified life. Despite our efforts, we still have huge needs. We do, in this connection, appreciate the major measures taken by the European Union, such as the lifting or suspending of the sanctions in order to help us recover our economy. However, these measures did not live up so far to our expectations. We want further measures in order to help us secure our recovery. These sanctions were imposed on the old regime, and therefore we are punished for something we have not done. We believe that this is a moral and humanitarian need and necessity. It is a sine qua non condition for us to recover our life, to reinvest in our vital sectors, to help us rebuild our country. We cannot possibly achieve economic recovery in Syria while under some restrictions and sanctions are imposed on us, which obstruct even the supplies of medical tools and medicine and basic stuff. Thus, we believe that what we need is something greater than we have been receiving. We need help to those living in Syria and the refugees. This is not only a national responsibility, but also an international responsibility, because what we do in Syria has an impact on the region and the world at large. This will also secure the safe and dignified return of the IDPs and the refugees into their homeland. Thus, here we would like to call upon all countries to give their support, to invest in Syria in order to achieve sustainable development, to provide job opportunities, to enhance the livelihood and welfare of the Syrian people. We, as Syrians, we commit to cooperate with the international community on all organizations in order to secure the access to basic services to those in need. We want to secure all the necessary support to the refugees and the IDPs. We believe that the voluntary and safe and dignified return of our refugees from hosting countries is also something we want to achieve. We believe that this can be achieved with the help of the international community. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate our thanks to all those who stood by our side. What you do is an investment also in peace and security. We shall work with every party that believes in justice, equality and responsibility. We can help the Syrian people to overcome this plight and eventually achieve justice and stability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we'll pass the floor to Mr. Safadi from Jordan, please.